Okay, students, this is the examination season, and this time you will be in the very confusion state whether I will get a seat or not. If I get, where I will get, and which branch I have to select, and I will be able to crack the IIT advance or not. Okay, so in this condition, the best method is to go for the overall questions. So I have picked up some selected questions which are aiming for the advanced level. So one advanced level examination question is equal to normal mains and state level entrance examination equal to 4 to 5 questions. Okay, because advanced syllabus is not different. If you want, I will give you the advanced syllabus in the description. Okay, and you will come to know it is not the problem of the syllabus. There is no separate syllabus is for the advanced. It is common syllabus only. Only thing, when you combine, you should be able to combine the 2 to 3 concepts together. If you are successful in that, then definitely you are going to crack the advanced examination. It is more about the state of your mind. If you think positive, and if you are able to think, link up the 2 to 3 concepts in the right sequence, sequence also necessary. Which formula should be applied first, which formula should be joined together, and which concept this topic, this question is related to. Like that, you should be able to analyze the question. Okay. So if you go through this 4 to 5 lectures, definitely your chances of selection into the advanced examination, cracking the advanced examination are going to be improved a lot. Okay. So I hope you all will follow without missing a single question and without skipping in between. I am telling you in the initially only, it is not going to be entertaining or it is not going to be pleasing, because the questions are of the good level. So you may feel sometimes difficulty in understanding the very solution to that part is mark those questions where you are feeling difficulty, then prepare those topics only. Okay, let's start with the first question. So this is the first question. A particular water sample is saturated with CaF2. Okay. So from this you can understand that it is a hard water hydrogen and its compounds. Understood? Has a Ca2 plus content of 12120 ppm. That means it is stoichiometry or solution chapter. Okay. Then F negative content of water in ppm would be, see, then Ca KSP is given. So ionic equilibrium, stoichiometry, hydrogen and its compound. It is not out of syllabus and it is not within the syllabus of one chapter. That is the difference between the normal question and advanced question. Understood? So if you are perfect in all these topics, then only you will be able to solve this question. I have given you option. Let me check how many of you will be able to answer it. Okay, see here what we will do. We will simply first of all use the KSP. Okay, and the problem with KSP is that it is we are having the information in ppm. In KSP, what we will substitute? We will substitute in terms of the molarity. Okay, so KSP is equal to calcium 2 plus concentration F minus concentration to the power of 2. Is that understood? This is the CaF2 KSP. KSP of CaF2 is like this. Understood? But we have the information. Is it suitable for direct substitution? No, because this is the ppm it is given. Okay. So first you need to convert that ppm. First you need to convert that ppm into suitable concentration, that is molarity. First step, what you will do? Calculate the molarity by using the ppm. So what does it means? 120 grams of calcium 2 plus in 10 to the power of 6 grams of water. Then you will convert into concentration. And once you substitute calcium 2 plus here, KSP here, then you will get answer in fluorine. That too, that will be in molarity. Again, that molarity is to be converted back to the ppm. Then you will get the answer. Okay. Simple 3 steps answer. First, convert the calcium ppm into molarity and substitute. Then you will get the fluorine molarity. Convert that molarity into ppm. Is that clear to all of you? Here it is given 120 ppm. I am eliminating this line so that I can get space for simplification. Okay. So calcium 2 plus concentration is 120 ppm. Okay. So 120 gram. Otherwise we can say 10 to the power of 6 milliliter. Okay. Is equal to 10 to the power of 6 gram of water will contain 120. Understood? And 1 liter will be 10 to the power of 3 grams is equal to how much? Understood? So, but this is the grams. So, you will convert into the moles by dividing it 40. Then, what is 40 here? Calcium molecular mass. Okay? So, by this way, you will get the calcium concentration. On simplification, you will get concentration of calcium as 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 molarity. 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 molarity. So here 3 into 10 to the power of minus 3 and here 6 into 10 to the power of minus 9 molarity cube. Okay. So F negative whole square. Is that clear? Up to here note down. Then I will write the next part. Okay. So by simplifying this fluorine concentration of fluorine which we are going to get is equal to 1.414 into 10 to the power of 3 molarity. Okay. But when you convert into the fluorine ppm, then it will be 26.84. 26.84 ppm. Okay. So this is the answer. F minus concentration is 26.8 ppm. So those who got A answer, they are all correct. Okay, next question is combination of states of matter and thermodynamics. Okay, initially 30 liter sample of moist air is there. Okay, air is containing some amount of water which is measured with the help of the relative humidity RH. Okay, it has a 75% relative humidity. At what will be the final volume? It is compressed isothermally until 100% relative humidity is there, and vapor pressure at that temperature, that is 50 degrees Celsius, is 0.2 atm. Okay, so let's see who will solve it and fast submission of answer. Okay, see here. Just you should know the relative humidity. That means whatever the pressure exhibited by water and dry air, out of that 75% will be of the water. Is it understood? 75% relative humidity means, so pressure of H2O out of 0.2 will be 75%. Okay. But this is PH2O1, let us take. Understood? And V1, volume V1 will be how much? 30 liter. And PH2O final, how much we want? Until 100%. Okay. So that means its pressure must be 0.2. Then V2 is question mark. Okay. So if you simplify by using this, then you will get the answer. Is there any doubt into this? 100%. That means total pressure now must be only because of the water. Initially only 75% of pressure was from water. Relative humidity means pressure exhibited by water. Okay. So V2 you have to find out. Is it understood? So simply by using the which law? P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So 0.2 into 75. How much you will get? I think 0.15. 0.15 and 30 liter 0.2, you will find out this. Okay. So then you will get the correct answer. Okay, all of you noted this answer. V2 you should get 22.5. Okay, next question. Which of the following is incorrectly matched? See, ionic radii, ionization energy, atomic radii. Okay, all the three orders, and they are not belonging to a single period, sometimes single group, even sometimes single block also. So, carefully answer this question. Next question is going to be a graph question, so try to be very careful. Don't skip till last. Every question is very, very important. Okay, see, question is about the incorrectly matched. Okay, so first of all, they all belong to same period? No. Same group? No. Okay, so actually nitrogen, here oxygen, sulfur, and chlorine. This is the relative position of them in periodic table. So obviously, this has to be more because this is 2 negative, this is 3 negative, 1 negative. 16 protons, 17 protons. So less number of protons, their size is more. Therefore, chlorine, next it will be nitrogen. So this is the ionic radii, correct. Okay. Same way you write the electronic configuration, half filled and fully filled also you should take into consideration. Okay. So then you will get this also correct. Okay. Then coming to here, in this one, you have to take T2G EG configuration, not atomic configuration sometimes. Is it understood? Now, let us see about the aluminium, gallium, and zinc. These two belong to the same group, but zinc belongs to the other group, and zinc being the 4s2 and fully filled configuration, obviously, this is going to be the correct. But answer incorrectly matched is this one, scandium greater than yttrium greater than lanthanum. Okay. So, but actual order must be scandium should be less than because it is of the 3D series, then yttrium, then lanthanum. Okay. So this is the correct order. This is the wrong order given. Note down the correct order. Okay. Next. Following plots are obtained by work done. Work done is here. Not only work done, it is the work done upon NR. Okay. Number of moles and universal gas constant. And the ratio of final volume upon log is not there. You have to be very careful. Okay. So if I apply log, then graph may change. Initial volume to final volume to initial volume. Then what is the relation between T1, T2 and T3? Okay, now listen carefully. So here what you have to do, this is the formula actually. Isothermal expansion work done is equal to W is equal to minus nRT ln V2 by V1. Okay, but you have to modify this answer as per our requirement. Okay, so what is our requirement? Minus W upon nR into T into ln V2 by V1, but there is no V2 by log is not there. Therefore, it is not a linear function. If I apply log, then it will be linear function. Understood? Then it will change it to y is equal to mx form. Understood? See here, this is negative, this is negative. That means this total quantity directly proportional to temperature. When this question is one of the previous advanced question only, when this question came, just neglecting this minus, what they thought? They thought B option is correct, but answer is what? C option is correct. Okay. See, with this, with the negative, it is directly proportional, but not exponentially. It is logarithmic. Understood? But it is directly proportional only. If I increase 10 times, it may increase 2 times. Sorry, 1 time. If I increase 100 times, it may change by 2 times, but it is still directly proportional. Therefore, higher the T, higher will be this value. Higher the T, higher will be this value. Lower the T, lower will be this value. T1 greater than T2 greater than T3. So answer to this question is C. If minus is not there, then B answer. See, check here, minus here also. That's why very careful with options and every word. Okay, next question is M plus forms M360, where C60, 3 minus is a fulleride. Okay, ID means negative ion. Understood? Which is a superconductor. If this C63 negative forms octahedral holes. If the radius of this fulleride ion is 500 picometer, what is the minimum possible radius of M plus? Okay, very difficult wording. Wording is very important. According to that, your answer will change. Okay, see here, it is just like word magic. Okay, those who are into the word magic. Here it is the form octahedral holes. Okay, so people take it as if it is occupying octahedral holes. Occupying octahedral holes is different. Forming octahedral holes is different. Okay, so this radius ratio will be R positive upon R negative. Okay, and this value I will write it here, R positive upon R negative. So octahedral voids formed. That means you will take 0.414 to 0.732. This is the range permitted for radius ratio of R positive upon R negative. Okay. Otherwise, you can take as a void and this as a lattice point. Okay. Here lattice is formed by this one. So and here I will substitute how much it is. Radius how much it was given, 500. Understood? And here see, minimum possible, numerator will be minimum when I take this minimum value. So this is not required. Is it clear to all of you how to use every word for the solution? Minimum is used, therefore minimum. For the numerator it should be minimum. For the denominator minimum, that time I will take 0.732. Is it understood? So radius of void will be 0.414 into 500. Okay. So that time I think I will get how much? Less than 50%. Less than 50% is only this one. Need not to go for calculation. 0.5 will be 250. So less than 50%, there is only one answer, that is C option. Okay. Okay, this is one of the important, highly expected topic for the advanced examination, Ellingham diagram. Okay, see how answers are very nearly same. This is the graph given on temperature at 100 Kelvin. This is the condition, 1200 Kelvin. This is the condition. This is the graph for metal to metal oxide. This is the graph for carbon to carbon monoxide. And problem is that people concentrate only on these values, but all values are same. And see, equations also very same, but only change, minute observation is required. Here somewhere metal liquid, somewhere metal solid. You have to decide whether metal was solid at 1200 Kelvin. You have to decide at what temperature at 1200 Kelvin. Okay, let's see who will answer correct. Okay, here answer to this question is C. Okay, so now you should get doubt that if you are interested to see it, then you should be very concerned about these features also. Okay, see how you will come to know both these are exactly same. Only difference is liquid and solid. Understood? So here this is more negative, this is less negative. Okay, minus 400 and this plus 400. So with that I can say that carbon can reduce the metal oxide. Okay, this is more negative, this is less negative, therefore this will be opposite, this will be minus. Suppose if I am taking it is minus 800. Okay, so in this condition the net value is going to be negative. Okay, when I write like this only, I will get value negative, more negative. Okay, is that understood? Now let us see about this one. Here liquid, why it is C here? There is a sudden increase in entropy. This is the change in entropy because delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. So entropy plays a vital role. That means at 1200 Kelvin, up to there it was solid state, sudden increasing. That means it is converted to liquid state. Okay. So that's why C option is correct. Suppose if this is a slope like this, that means there is no phase change, then we will select the D option. How to study Ellingham diagram is that clear? First of all, you should be checking whether metal oxide reduced by carbon or metal is reducing the carbon monoxide. How you will come to know? With this value. Okay. So it is minus 400 when I reverse this equation. Okay. Then it will minus 400, this will be plus, so that the net value will be more negative. Okay. Negative delta G must be there. Okay. Okay, next question. Which of the following ion has the stronger bond order, okay, than parent molecule? It's not stronger, it is greater. Okay, greater bond order than parent molecule. That means higher value it must be. Okay, Sham Sai, correct. Sorry. Sham Sai, Chandu. Ruchita. Three answers received, all the three are correct. JKS, MPS, Samsung A6. Here O2 plus bond order is 2.5. Here question is than the parent molecule O2. O2 bond order is 2. So ion bond order should be greater than parent molecule. Therefore, what is the correct answer? B answer is the correct answer. See how complicated it is. Confusing. True word you have to see. Single step, multi-step, zero order, first order and second order. Okay. So like that you have to anticipate, and very, very careful words are always, if you feel that one or two example it is correct, then you should not select this option. Okay. You should select those options only when they are always true. Okay. So try to answer very carefully. Don't go for the negative marking. It is true that a zero order reaction is single step, multi step. You will select this option only if it is always. Understood? See, here this answer is B option. Why? Because order can be zero only if plus and minus are there. One should be minus, one should be plus. So two reactions should happen, then only will get zero order. Okay. The molecularity of the two reactions can be zero. One step must be plus two, another step must be minus two. Then only the total multi-step total will be zero. Okay. So it is cannot be zero in a single step. In a single step, molecularity is equal to order of reaction, and molecularity cannot be zero. So that's why it is B option. Understood? Actually, this is 70% correct. But the word which is very, very carefully you have to observe is always. We cannot say always it is single step. Mostly happens. So if this word is not there, then this could be one more multi-correct option. Understood? Is it clear to understand each and every word? Let's see some more questions of this kind. Okay, another integer type question. See, how many things you should remember from the inorganic? You should know the pyrophosphoric acid formula. There I told you technique pyro, what does it mean? Okay. So those techniques will be easy to remember the inorganic formulas. Okay. So after knowing the pyrophosphoric formula, you should draw the structure and find X, Y, and Z. If you miss at least one double bond, one POH bond, then your answer will be minus. Okay. So that's why try to draw it carefully, and advanced examination is not about the speed, it is about the accuracy. Okay. So try to count X, Y, and Z carefully, draw the structure. So here, first of all, you should be able to draw the structure, then only you will go for it. Understood? Pyro means removing the water molecule from 2 moles. Actually, phosphoric acid is, see this technique every time I explain, but the people don't want to remember or don't want to use, I think. Okay? So this is the H3PO4. So if I remove water molecule, this is the structure. Okay, this is single bond. Sorry, I drawn it double bond. This is single bond. Now you count it. Okay, so P double bond O. That means Y is equal to how much? Y is equal to uh, it is 2, and POP, there is only one POP. Sometimes it may be 0 also. Okay, and this will be 4. 4 plus 2 plus 1. So answer is what? 7. Is it clear? How much carefully you have to handle? Okay, next, if mole fraction of glucose in aqueous binary. Aqueous means solvent is water, binary means only 2 people are present. What are those 2 people? Aqueous means water, glucose. Only 2 compounds are available. Okay, and point 1 is the molarity. Sorry, point 0.1. Okay, mole fraction is 0.1. Then mass percentage you have to find out. Here mole fraction is given of what? Glucose, and aqueous is a solvent, and only glucose value is 0.1. You have to find out mass percentage of other part, that is water mass percentage. So you can expect this type of question this time, because similar question was there in the 2013 when IIT Delhi made the question paper. IIT Delhi is famous for chemistry and mathematics difficult questions. Okay, so concentrate this time. Those who are appearing advanced this time, they should concentrate to score better in maths and chemistry. Okay, so you can check the 2013 paper also, and now they got the opportunity to prove their caliber. Okay, so try to be very careful for chemistry this time. Okay, so here the twist is mole fraction of glucose. Glucose molar mass is how much? These are all the things. If you are still calculating in the exam, that means you are failed. Your time management is 0. Okay, so when I say CaCl2 triple one, H2SO4 98. Okay, so CaCO 300, ethyl alcohol 46, nitric acid 63. These are all, it should be on your fingertips, because these are frequently asked. Urea 60. Like that, you should remember the values. Understood? So mass percentage of H2O you have to find out. First of all, if mole fraction of glucose is equal to zero point 0.1, obviously mole fraction of water is going to be how much? 0.9. Okay. Now I wanted to find out what mass percentage. Then I will take 100 grams. Okay. So out of 100 grams, let us take x grams of the H2O. Okay. X by mole fraction will be mass upon molecular mass. Okay. So x upon, some people are using the shortcut, but they are failing in the exam, because in the examination tension they are forgetting what was in the numerator, what was in the denominator. So that's why it is going to problem. More number of shortcut formulas is also dangerous, because when you enter into the examination hall, your brain temperature will be above the boiling point of chemistry. So chemistry will be vaporized, all the shortcut formulas. So concept building is necessary. Okay. So x upon 18. This is the moles of water. Okay. Now other will be x upon 18 plus 100 minus x upon 180 is equal to, this is the mole fraction, 0.9. This value will be the direct answer. This value will be the direct answer. Okay. So this is 2 times repeated question. Earlier it was advanced question. This time it is mains question. With this you can understand the level of improvement of mains examination. Okay. Only thing, that time it was iodine. Now they changed it to the glucose. Okay. Binary was same binary. Understood? So going through the previous paper gives you a lot of information. 47.37. This time mains it was integer type. So this 0.37 was not a important, but in advance that also very important. Okay. Attending this type of session will be improving your score definitely. Why? Because these questions I am collecting from the previous question papers and strategy. What the students have done the mistakes in their examination, which word was difficult to, and which sentence made them to give the wrong answer. Understood? So this 1 hour or 1.5 hours is going to be valuable. So try to be regular to this lecture. Okay. Hope you all the best.